Hello guys, my name is Alex. This is my vlog about life in Ukraine. If you are interested in life in Ukraine or in Eastern Europe in general, you probably know that here Christmas and Easter are celebrated on different days than in Western Europe or in the US. Some of you may even heard about the Old New Year. This is one more holiday that is celebrated in these lands. Today, I'll try to explain what all of this means. Let's start from the distant past. This is Julius Caesar, the Roman emperor. During his reign in the 1st century BC, the calendar, very similar to the one we use today, was created. It's called Julian calendar. This calendar had 12 months, 365 days, and one extra day every 4 years. Very similar to the one we use today, but not quite. Also, this calendar had a small drawback. The average length of the year, according to this calendar, was 11 minutes longer than astronomical year, the time that the Earth needs to make a full circle around the Sun. You'll probably agree that 11 minutes a year is not much, but over time this discrepancy has accumulated. Minutes turned into hours and hours turned into days. Seasons started changing each other earlier and earlier, and we had good chances to start celebrating Christmas in spring and Easter in summer. This is Pope Gregory XIII. He decided to fix this issue, and during his papacy in 16th century AD, the calendar we use today was created. It's called Gregorian calendar. One of the features of this calendar is that, unlike in Julian calendar, every 100th year, according to Gregorian calendar, is no longer a leap year. For example, the year 1600 was supposed to be a leap year because 1600 is divided by 4 without remainder. But actually it wasn't, because 1600 is also divided by 100 without remainder. The actual formula is a little more complex. For those who are intrigued, I will leave the link in the description. But the idea is that this change enabled to reduce the average length of the year in Gregorian calendar and make it closer to the length of the astronomical year. But what to do with the years that already had one extra day? The year 100 AD, 200 AD, 300 AD, etc. Pope Gregory XIII decided just to skip a few days so that the calendar would again match the expected seasons. Actually, he was a pope, he could afford it. The Catholic countries adopted the Gregorian calendar when it was created in 16th century AD, while Russian Empire, which was Orthodox, refused doing so and continued using Julian calendar. The Soviet Union, or technically the Soviet Russia, switched to the Gregorian calendar only in 1918, when the difference between two calendars had reached 13 days. To get rid of this difference and have the same date as the rest of the world, was decided to skip these 13 days. After January 31st, 1918, came February 14th, 1918. The Orthodox Church, which never liked the Soviets, ignored this reform again and continued using Julian calendar, which it uses even today. This is why, since 1919, in Orthodox countries, Christmas comes 13 days later than it used to do, on January 7th. With Easter, the situation is little more complicated. Both solar and lunar calendars are used to determine the date of Easter. Also, this holiday should always be on Sunday. For this reason, some years the difference between Catholic and Orthodox Easter is 2 weeks, 14 days, as we just told, and other years it's only 1 week. Well, full moon messes things up. In Orthodox countries, there is also a holiday called Old New Year or Old Style New Year. It's January 14th. January 14th in Gregorian calendar corresponds to January 1st in Julian calendar. So basically, Old New Year is just a regular New Year, but according to Julian calendar. New Year is rather a civil holiday than a religious one, so nobody celebrates it on January 14th instead of January 1st. But some people celebrate both of these dates. Old New Year is usually considered as the end of winter holiday season, after which it's time to get back to everyday lifestyle. All right, students, the lecture is over. Now you know a little more about calendars and Orthodox Christianity. Your homework will be to write a comment below this video according to the topic of the lecture. In the next one, I'll tell you how winter holidays, all of those Christmases and New Year's, are celebrated in Ukraine. I'll show you our equivalent of Santa Claus and tell about some traditions related to these celebrations. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. It really helps in developing my channel. And as usually, like, subscribe, and have a nice day.